Let's learn our first adjective. It's one that many English speakers have heard a few times in their lives, the word bueno. This word roughly means good, and like most adjectives, the ending will change based on the gender of the noun that it's describing. So it'll be bueno for masculine things and buena for feminine things. Now, the tricky thing about this word is that it can go either before or after a noun. For example, a good thing would be una buena cosa or una cosa buena. Either one is idiomatic, meaning that that's how native speakers will say it. Sometimes English speakers oversimplify by saying that in Spanish, all adjectives are supposed to go after nouns, but that's definitely not true. Some adjectives have to go before nouns. You'll learn when to put adjectives before or after nouns as we learn more of them. Now let's try the word bueno with a masculine noun. A good day would be un día bueno or un buen día. Uh-oh, what happened here? For some reason, when bueno is used before a masculine noun, it loses the O at the end. This is unique. Most adjectives don't do that, but this is just something to get used to as you use bueno. If you don't want to deal with this issue, you can simplify by just making it a point to put bueno after masculine nouns instead of before them. Now, what's the difference between bueno and bien? Roughly speaking, bueno means good and bien means well. Bueno refers to what something is, and bien refers to how something is doing. In English, we sometimes use the word good to refer to how we're doing. For example, I'm doing good, but that doesn't happen in Spanish. You refer to how something is doing with bien, or well. And you use bueno to describe something as a good thing, as a part of what it is. In other words, bueno is associated with ser, and bien is associated with estar. So, for example, I am doing well, or I am well, is estoy bien. But I am good, meaning I am a good person, is soy bueno, or soy buena. Not that you're likely to go around saying that. Let's do a mini quiz. How do you say, it's a good day? Es un buen día, or maybe es un día bueno. How about it was a good thing? Era una buena cosa. One more thing you can do with this word. If the noun is plural, such as cosas instead of cosa, you simply put an S at the end of bueno or buena to make it buenos or buenas. For example, those were good things. Esas eran buenas cosas. The houses were good. Las casas eran buenas. Now let's learn another very common adjective, the word más. Más means more, and it's used in pretty much the same way that the English word more is used, only even more so. I'll show you why. So in English, we use more in a few different ways. We can say that we want more of something. So to say, I want more of that, we would say, yo want más de eso. So in situations like this, más is often followed by de to describe what you want more of. But this word can also be used in comparisons. For example, in English, we say that someone is taller than someone else. The word taller is simply the word tall with an ER at the end. In Spanish, you can't modify adjectives like that. Instead, you put más before the original adjective. So this would be, he is more tall than her, or él es más tal que ella. Yet another way that we can use the word más is to describe how much something is being done. For example, if I've been eating and I want to keep eating, I might say, I want to eat more, or yo quiero comer más. So generally speaking, this word is pretty easy to use. Let's do a mini quiz to practice bueno and más. First, I want it to be a good day. Yo want que sea un buen día. She is happier than he. Ella está más happy que él. She wanted more of that thing. Ella wanted más de esa cosa. I have done it more. Yo lo he hecho más. All right, just one more thing we can do with más, and it has to do with the pronouns we learned in the previous video. So here's that swamp scene that we visited. Remember that in the middle of this scene, we learned the words algo and alguien to mean something and someone. The thing is, we can put más on these. The word más that we learned earlier in this lesson doesn't just mean more, it can also mean else. So algo más means something else, and alguien más means someone else. Let's practice this. Someone else has that. Alguien más tiene eso. I have something else. Tengo algo más.